Hey guys, what's up? So, in this live session, I'll talk about how to write an amazing essay. कैसे आप एक बहुत ही awesome essay लिख सकते हो and how you can get more marks in mains. And it is like timeless. किसी भी एग्जाम में कोई भी essay जब आपको लिखना होता है तो उसके कुछ principles होते हैं and if you utilize those principles well, then you can score a lot of marks. तो ये जो essay वाला जो लाइव सेशन है इसमें जो मेन चीज़ आपके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है वो ये है कि एक ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा स्कोरिंग सेक्शन होता है और एक बहुत ही कम स्कोरिंग सेक्शन भी होता है। तो 250 मार्क्स का पेपर होता है, इट इज़ 250 मार्क्स पेपर एंड योर मार्क्स कैन वेरी एनीवेयर बिटवीन लेट्स से 50 टू 170 इवन 180 इफ यू आर वेरी वेरी लकी। बट आपको पता है एक एक मार्क्स पे जहाँ पे आपका करियर खत्म हो सकता है या फिर करियर बन सकता है, वहाँ पे अगर 100 मार्क्स का वेरिएशन आ जाए तो यू कैन जस्ट रियलाइज द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ ऐसे इन दैट सेंस। तो इसमें अभी रिसेंटली काफ़ी ज़्यादा मार्क्स देने लग गए हैं, लेकिन जब मैंने दिया था ऐसे तो उस टाइम 150 मार्क्स बहुत अच्छे माने जाते थे। अभी भी अच्छे माने जाते हैं, बट आजकल ज़्यादा लोगों के 140 130 मार्क्स आते हैं। उस टाइम में बहुत ही कम लोगों के 130 140 150 मार्क्स आते थे 2013 में। सो अभी आपका मेंस है 20 दिन बाद, बट ये नेक्स्ट ईयर में भी अगर कोई मेंस दे रहा है 18 में 19 में, उनके भी बहुत ज़्यादा काम आएगा। तो चालू करते हैं इस ऐसे को। सबसे पहले तो मैंने मैंने कोर्स बनाया है, आज सुबह ही बनाया है कि हाउ टू राइट एन ऑसम एसे। ऑसम एसे कैसे लिखते हैं, क्या होता है ऑसम एसे का मतलब। तो वो आप एक बार देख लीजिएगा कमेंट सेक्शन में जा करके, उसका मैंने पूरा लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन के साथ उसमें डाल रखा है, तो आप प्लीज़ उसको एक बार देख लीजिएगा। एंड इफ यू वांट टू टीच एट एन अकेडमी, you can download our educator app and start teaching. तो फर्स्ट एंड द फॉरमोस्ट प्रिंसिपल इज कि ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा अनप्रिडिक्टेबल होता है। बहुत ही ज़्यादा अनप्रिडिक्टेबल का मतलब है कि मेरा एक दोस्त था, उसका फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट में सिलेक्शन हुआ था, अंडर 100 रैंक थी उसकी। तो उसने फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट दिया था तो उसके मार्क्स आए थे अराउंड 140। फिर जब उसने सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट दिया था तो उसके मार्क्स आए थे अराउंड 70। फिर जब थर्ड अटेम्प्ट दिया था तो उसके मार्क्स आए थे 135। फिर जब फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट दिया था तो उसके मार्क्स आए थे 110। तो अब एक इंसान इतना ज़्यादा वेरिएशन नहीं हो सकता उसकी पर्सनैलिटी में एंड ठीक है, सो दैट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर दैट पर्सन टू डू दैट। So you have to realize that if you have to write a proper essay, then it depends on your luck and chance as well. Like a lot depends on how the examiner is going to perceive it, how the examiner is in the mood, and if he has like less salt in his samosa, or if he had a fight with his spouse. So all these things like really the chance element is huge. But still, people spend 6 months studying polity, geography, history. But if they give like 2 weeks to study essay properly, then it is in that case, obviously essay is in pen and paper mode. It cannot be online, obviously. So when people are studying for essay, I'll strongly suggest that आप 2 महीने कम से कम इसके लिए पढ़ाई करो if you have more time. Okay, so that is like really important. You have to understand that part. देखो, आप 6 महीने पॉलिटी पढ़ते हो, उससे कुछ आता नहीं है, कोई रिजल्ट नहीं निकलता, उतने ही मार्क्स आते हैं, 60 70 100 मार्क्स आ जाते हैं। बट अगर कोई 2 हफ्ते या 3 हफ्ते या 1 महीना अच्छे से ऐसे पढ़ ले तो ही कैन स्कोर 150 160 मार्क्स। और अगर आपकी जीएस उतनी अच्छी है भी नहीं, डिस्पाइट दैट यू कैन लाइक स्कोर लाइक रियली गुड मार्क्स एंड यू कैन गेट सेलेक्टेड इन द एग्जाम। सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज आई गॉट 145 मार्क्स इन एसे। बट अगर मेरे को शायद दोबारा देना हो तो शायद उतने अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं आएंगे, क्योंकि एग्जामिनर के मूड पे काफी कुछ डिपेंड करता है, टॉपिक पे काफी कुछ डिपेंड करता है। तो सबसे पहला पॉइंट है ऐसे में, आपको कम से कम 4 5 मॉक ऐसे लिखने पड़ेंगे। एटलीस्ट 4 to 5 मॉक ऐसे यू हैव टू राइट, otherwise you will not be able to get the grasp of how much time you're going to take to write a proper essay, how much time it's actually going to take in real time in the exam hall, in the pressure situation, to express your thoughts and express your opinions and facts, and concluding it in the right direction with a fluency. So anyone who says that like essay writing you can just go directly and you can start writing an essay, so that is not possible. You will not get like good marks if you just go and straight away start writing essay in the exam hall. The most important thing is you need to do some mock tests. So first and the foremost thing is write some mock essays and read some good quotes. I'll tell you the sources as well, but the most important thing is write some mock test. Now when you're sitting in the exam hall, you will be given a lot of choices, lots and lots of choices. If first of all you need to figure out whether you have to do one essay or two essay. In my time, there used to be only one essay, but now they've started with two essays as well. So what do you mean by two essays? Because they'll try to give you like two different sets of options, three to four options, and you'll have to write one essay from the top and one essay from the bottom. When you are choosing the topics, always go for scientific, logical, and rational topics. Like more than 50% people will write on such topics. So if you have like really good knowledge in this domain, it will help you set apart from what examiner is trying to convey. If you are a above average student, you will really get good marks. But if you are a below average student, then I will suggest that please do not go for the scientific and rational logical essays. Then you can, if you are an arts student or if you have a philosophy as an optional, then I would suggest that you write on those kind of topics. Let's say an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. This can be like the title of the essay. It is so big, it is so vast that it can be interpreted in any way. Like there is absolutely no way that both of us can relate that this is the exact interpretation of the essay that is required here. Or they can quote like any person, anything can be quoted. Like the time management is the best philosophy, like this can be the title of your essay. But the scientific analytical essay are some topics like gross happiness index is a better indicator of your population satisfaction. So now this is like very logical. We have to write about gross happiness index. Bhutan discovered it, how the other countries are planning to implement it, how it is better than GDP. So it is pretty clear in that domain that you have to talk about GDP and GHI and how it has to be measured, whether it is accurate or not. But when it talks about, let's say, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, then you can talk about literally anything under the sun. You can talk about international relations, anything. Like they're not giving any context. Similarly, let's say they talk about investment in health and education is the only way forward to utilize our demographic dividend. Now, it is a very scientific, very rational discussion that you can do on this. You have to talk about, yes, I 100% agree. Investment in health and education has to be there. Otherwise, the population will not be able to realize their true potential. Human beings need opportunity for them to realize their true potential. So, these are very scientific and rational. But here, you will need to do better than the others because 50% of the people are going to opt for such essays. So, I would strongly suggest that you watch that entire course. And in my case, I wrote a essay on science and technology is the ultimate panacea for like the problems related to growth and security. So here now it is not talking about science's role in, let's say, future space travel and all those things. It simply talks about growth and technology, security. So when it comes to growth, you will have to use examples of, let's say, हेल्थ में क्या कर रही है साइंस, देन एजुकेशन में क्या कर रही है, हाउ इज इसरो डूइंग इट, हाउ इज like we are launching so many satellites, telecommunication, health, education. Then how is science trying to bridge the gap between the haves and have nots? For example, anyone can own a smartphone today. It just costs like 2000, 5000 rupees, so anyone can afford it and they can access WhatsApp. So farmers, they have their groups on WhatsApp that whether which type of insecticides to use, which types of organic manure to use. So these things they tend to discuss. So always remember that you have to choose a topic which you are comfortable with. But if you are not comfortable with anything, still go with the scientific or rational one, because you will ensure a minimum marks. You will at least get 70, 80, 90 marks. In philosophical essays, if you get the wrong interpretation, then you can be like completely devastated, completely destroyed by the examiner. That sometimes like people misinterpret it, like it happened, right? So recently, like UPSC, there was a word. Okay, so engendered. So engendered has like two meanings in this context. It can relate to gender, and gender also means like to inculcate, to encompass. So here like there is a huge misinterpretation. And like you can realize, right, like the examiner might be thinking something then the other thing, but then UPSC to officially say no, no, both the meanings will be considered. So let me start with something with the beginning, that always remember you will get enough time to write your essays. Please do not rush in. No need to show hurry. No need to start writing as soon as you get the paper, like we do in GS paper. You should definitely do it in the general studies paper. And you have to also remember that 50 4,000 to 4,500 words are expected in a GS paper in 3 hours. But is the key word. You just have to write 2,000 to 2,500 words, even if you get two essays. If you get one essay, you can finish it in 1,500 to 2,000 words. अगर आपको दो essay भी मिलते हैं तो आप उसको 2,500 वर्ड्स में खत्म कर सकते हो. अगर 3 घंटे हैं तो आपको सिर्फ 2 घंटे लिखना है. टेक्निकली 1 घंटे आप सोच सकते हो, रिवाइज कर सकते हो, थॉट्स रिकलेक्ट कर सकते हो, स्ट्रक्चर कर सकते हो, उसको प्लान कर सकते हो. अब देखो, अगर आपके पास फॉर्डर मटेरियल नहीं है, अगर आपने द हिंदू के एडिटोरियल नहीं पढ़े, जतिन के वीडियोस नहीं देखे, अन अकेडमी पे हिंदू समरी नहीं देखी है, पॉलिटी का आपको ज्ञान कम है, साइंस का ज्ञान कम है, so there is no way in hell कि you can write a good answer. But still, like, there are some ways to fool the examiner, especially अगर short essay पूछा जाए तो. So what I do is कि I think of it as a GS paper. So I'll take the topic science and technology for growth and security. So I'll talk about science and technology in ancient medieval India and the world. सबसे पहले I'll start with that portion. Okay, so that is one question of 250 marks. Then I'll talk about how has science and technology like stumbled down. It did not grow that well in India during the 15th century, 16th century, 17th, 18th, 19th century, even the early part of 20th century. We completely lagged behind. Okay, completely lagged behind, and the Western world conquered us, they colonized us, and they looted us because they had powerful science and technology. In one line, if I have to tell you, they had like better science and technology, they had industrial revolution, they had better guns, they had better ships, they had better everything, they had better management, and obviously they had better resources than us. Then why like science and technology again started focus with Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India from 1947 till his death in May of 1964. So till then he was the Prime Minister of India and he did so much investment in science and technology. Let me tell you, IITs, IIMs, AIMS, all of them started in his time. IISc, these institutes, these institutes were like placed. TIFR, these institutes were like really emphasized upon because he considered them as the temples of the modern India. Then you will go about why science and technology is relevant from the these eight category people. So first of all, you have to talk about like these eight people. You always mention them in one go. You don't have to mention them separately. So these are the like population around 80-85% of the population that is considered the weaker section of the society. OBCs, SCs, STs, minorities, women, children, and old age people. These are considered the weaker section of the society. So you have to talk about how science and technology is helping them integrate in the mainstream society. Then you will also have to talk about how science and technology is affecting the spectrum, health, education, economics, polity, agriculture. These are the things, how science and technology is affecting them. How is it affecting the masses? Then this is the first part of the essay. Then you go on to security. So why science and technology is needed? Because today everything is on internet, cyber security. No, anybody can launch your missiles and can completely destroy you. So for that part, you will need to have a very strong science and technology mechanism. Let's say tomorrow asteroid is going to strike and the entire Earth can be wiped out. You'll need to have a protective mechanism. So ISRO, being one of the leading space agencies, should collaborate with European space agencies, NASA's, and all, and they should do something about it. If they have to do explore Mars, it is very important because we will know different elements and it can help us in like let's say controlling global warming and stuff. Then you have to use science and technology to counter climate change. Then you have to use science and technology for countering terrorist threats. You have to intercept their calls, you have to find their location. Then you have Indian regional navigation satellite system. What better for security than having your own GPS? You can just see if any ship is coming from Pakistan. They're just like 2611, and that incident can be prevented. Again, one thing for essays, please do not write paragraphs in bullet forms. Okay, try to write paragraphs but don't write in bullet forms like these like the hardcore examiners, they don't like these points. Don't draw fancy diagrams, flow charts. It helps in GS but it does not help that much in your essay writing. Try to write introduction, body, and conclusion in your own words. Don't write introduction and then write the introduction. Don't write body of the essay and then write body. It's understood by the examiner that it is the introduction, it is the body, and it is the conclusion. If you are not sure about the quote, if you are not sure 100% that this is the exact quote said by this exact person, please do not quote it, otherwise it looks very stupid. Rather, you can use one trick which is called as paraphrasing. Paraphrase करो उसको आप, तो उससे आपको ज्यादा समझ में आएगा. फिर जो आपका स्टैंड है ना उसको क्लियर करो, मतलब अर्ली ऑन, एज अर्ली एज पॉसिबल, इवन इन इंट्रोडक्शन. लेट्स से दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एन इशू, ग्लोबलाइजेशन हैज डिस्ट्रॉयड इंडियन कल्चर. दिस इज द वन लाइन. सो यू हैव टू बी अपफ्रंट, क्या आप इसको मानते हो या आप इसको नहीं मानते हो. सो यू एग्री, यस ग्लोबलाइजेशन हैज करप्टेड इंडियन कल्चर, कंप्लीटली हमारा कल्चर को उन्होंने डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया है. फिर आप उसको सपोर्ट करते जाओ करते जाओ, फिर आप बोलो नहीं नहीं जरूरत भी है, ऐसा नहीं है, वी आर लर्निंग न्यू थिंग्स, बट एट द सेम टाइम वी शुड नॉट फॉरगेट आवर old stuff as well. So there is a huge English Hindi debate going on. I am not able to understand which language should I speak, but anyway I'll try to mix both of them. So आपका ऑप्टिमिज्म होना चाहिए, जो भी आप स्टैंड लो उस पे यू शुड बी लाइक रियली रियली ऑप्टिमिस्ट. यू शुड ऑल्सो गिव सटल पेसिमिज्म, थोड़ा बहुत पेसिमिस्ट भी होना चाहिए कि करप्शन है तो ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं नहीं करप्शन बिल्कुल खत्म हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है. यू हैव टू बी स्लाइटली पेसिमिस्ट एज वेल, वेयर यू टॉक अबाउट like there are issues in India and they have been going on for last 70 years since our independence. Somebody needs to do something about it. Okay, so you will need to realize that overt optimism with subtle pessimism is the way to go forward. Now you have to constructively criticize government policy. You can't like blatantly go against government and you start to criticize them. You have to do constructive criticism, and you will also have to provide redressal mechanism. Criticism is fine. You can say that MG and REGS is not working, Jandan Yojana is not working, demonetization is not working, GDP is not growing, health benefits is not reaching, India is not getting literacy, people are not getting home, people are not getting adequate health facility, people are dying in Gorakhpur. Fine, you can talk about everything else in the world, but you will have to find out the redressal mechanism as well. Like tender allocation of, let's say, government supply of a medical college should be done on a transparency basis, should be taken on a priority manner. Budget allocation should increase. You will have to talk about redressal mechanisms, okay? Without, otherwise you will not be able to do anything. So what do they expect in a good essay? They expect that you put your own thoughts, you put your own personality, you put your piece of your soul out there. You show how much you can think. You show what is the line of your reasoning. You show how well you can articulate yourself. You show, so you show that you are just not a robot who has memorized some books or quotes. You put your personality out there, and you like combine the art of writing an essay and the science of writing an essay. You combine both of them together and you write a brilliant essay. It is not a scientific endeavor, and it is not completely like a painting where you don't have any clue. You will have to write a proper essay. So just remember these points whenever you're writing a good essay. 6 P's, as I like to call them. The first P is presentation. See, my handwriting is the worst I've ever seen. Like, not because I'm a doctor. Like, doctors have good handwriting. This is a common misconception among people. But it has to be neat and it should be clear. And whenever somebody is reading it, make his life easier. Assume that you are the examiner. You would like, right? If somebody gives you proper code, proper way of presenting the articles, कि भाई सब कुछ इसने coherent way में लिखा है. It should appeal to the reader and it should like connect with him. They should never forget what you wrote. It should be able to like hit a chord with them. You need to have like very high quality content and you need to provide good margins. It should be legible. Legible का मतलब होता है समझ में आनी चाहिए. कई लोग होते हैं जिनको खुद की राइटिंग समझ में नहीं आती बाद में. So your handwriting should be legible, मतलब दिखनी चाहिए. Then indenting होनी चाहिए, proper paragraphs होने चाहिए, उस फॉर्म में होना चाहिए. And then second is proper selection of topic. Again I am telling you the second P is very important. Please do not rush. शुरू के 5 10 15 मिनट आप सिर्फ टॉपिक सेलेक्ट करने में लगा सकते हो. जो लास्ट के 4 5 पेज है उनको आप काट करके रफ वर्क लिख सकते हो एंड ट्राई टू थिंक कि what are all the topics which you can write, right? If you have like around 40 keywords in an essay, if it is a full size essay, or around 20 keywords in a not so full size essay, जो मतलब आधा essay होता है, then you are going to score like really really high marks. Then also like in absolute details I have covered my essay writing course in the comments below. So please उसको एक बार देख लेना आप. It will really help you in your mains exam. It will at least add 10 to 100 marks more. Minimum 10 marks तो आपके ऐड हो ही जाएंगे. अगर आपके 100 आ रहे थे तो 120 आ जाएंगे, अगर आपके 80 आ रहे थे तो 90 आ जाएंगे, but minimum 10 marks you will get more. Then the third point is planning. Planning में before you start the essay, as I have told you, you need to structure it out, you need to arrange, it need to be fluent, you need to write it properly, you need to revise them properly. The last 4 pages of the answer sheet should include that. Then the fourth P is proportion. What do you mean by proportion? Proportion here means that if, let's say, out of 3 hours, 1 hour you have devoted to planning, then out of these remaining 2 hours, 75% of the time should go in writing. 1/12 of the time should go in revising the essay. This is also very important. You should not finish your essay at the end of the 3 hours. You should finish it before that, so that you get enough time to revise it properly. Otherwise, you will not be able to find out your mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, especially if you are writing such a big essay. It is bound to happen that you will make a lot of mistakes. And 1/6 of the time should go into structuring of the essay. Like you should take mini pauses and you should feel कि how can I connect this paragraph to the preceding paragraph and the succeeding paragraph. The first line of the paragraph should be connected to the previous paragraph and the last line of the paragraph should be connected to the succeeding paragraph. अगर वो एक fluency नहीं आएगी, अगर वो एक feel नहीं आएगी एग्जामिनर को पढ़ते टाइम कि यार क्या बकवास लिख रहा है, the essays is the paragraphs are not connecting to each other, then he is not going to remember you and he'll give you average marks. But अगर उसको वो वाली आपने एक feel दिला दी that these are the paragraphs which are connected, then it will like really be amazing. Then you will need to have fifth P, that is perspicuity. What is perspicuity? Perspicuity basically means you have clarity of expression. जानबूझ के आप उनको घुमाने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे. You have absolute clarity of expression and uninterrupted and logical flow of thoughts. Then the last six is persuasive. See, if you become very meek personality कि जिसका कोई opinion ही नहीं है, जिसका कोई पर्सनैलिटी नहीं है, जिसका कोई मतलब ही इज नॉट वेरी असर्टिव, या वो पॉजिटिव नहीं है, वो नेगेटिव लिखता रहता है हर बार, सो एग्जामिनर इज नॉट गोइंग टू लाइक इट एट ऑल, लाइक एट ऑल. सो द टोन ऑफ द एसे नीड्स टू बी असर्टिव, इट नीड्स टू बी पॉजिटिव. यू कैन बी क्रिटिकल. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट कि यू हैव टू बी कि भाई कोई करप्शन ही नहीं है इंडिया में, इंडिया जैसी कोई कंट्री नहीं है, वी आर द मोस्ट डेवलप्ड कंट्री ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, everybody has the highest per capita income of the world, we have the best hospitals of the world, we have the best roads of the world, we have the best infrastructure of the world, we have the fastest internet of the world, we have the fastest railways of the world, safest railways of the world, zero crime rate. ऐसा नहीं है इंडिया में, ऑब्वियसली नहीं है. एवरीबडी नोज कि वी आर अ वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस, हम कहीं बीच में आए, ना डेवलप्ड है ना अंडर डेवलप्ड है, बीच में कहीं आते हैं, सबको पता है पूरी दुनिया को. तो उसमें आप अगर आप क्रिटिसाइज कर भी रहे हो कि इंडिया का IMR ज्यादा है, इंडिया में बच्चों की डेथ्स हो जाती है हॉस्पिटल्स में, तो वो सही है, उसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है, बट यू नीड टू बी ओवरऑल पॉजिटिव. आप ऐसे बिल्कुल पेसिमिस्ट भी नहीं लिख सकते कि ठीक है, मतलब बिल्कुल यू कांट बी लाइक रियली पेसिमिस्ट. यू हैव टू बी क्रिटिसाइजिंग बाय गवर्नमेंट्स ओन डेटा. if government is saying that certain number of deaths have happened, you can use it, and then you can use it कि public health infrastructure में ज़्यादा budget आना चाहिए, ज़्यादा उसमें expenditure होना चाहिए. Positivity and optimism should ooze out, okay, ooze out from the essay. ऐसे लगना चाहिए कि यार ये बंदा अगर civil servant बन जाए तो देश का कुछ करेगा, he will do something about these problems. ऐसे नहीं कि ये भी आम आदमी की तरह मतलब वहाँ पे बकवास करे जा रहा है, जैसे कि यूजुअली लोग बैठते हैं चाय पे और क्रिटिसाइज करना चालू करते हैं कि यार विराट कोहली को तो क्रिकेट खेलना ही नहीं आता, जब भी वो 10 रन बनाता है तो. मतलब इफ अ मैन ऑफ सच स्टेचर कैन बी क्रिटिसाइज्ड, मतलब हु इज आर्गुएबली द बेस्ट बैट्समैन ऑफ ऑल टाइम एंड एटलीस्ट इन ODIs इन 2020, जब लोग उसको नहीं छोड़ते, तो वैसे लोगों को सिविल सर्वेंट नहीं बनाना चाहती सरकार. सरकार वांट्स यू टू राइट ऑब्जेक्टिवली क्रिटिकल आंसर्स विद पॉजिटिविटी. पॉजिटिविटी चाहिए. अगर आप कोई इंटरप्रेट भी कर रहे हो कि एन आई फॉर एन आई मेक्स द होल वर्ल्ड ब्लाइंड, तो आप उसको ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते नहीं नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, वी शुड टेक रिवेंज फ्रॉम आवर नेबर्स, वी शुड डिस्ट्रॉय एवरीवन. यू कांट गो दैट राउट. यू सेड यस, वी बिलीव इन द विजन ऑफ आवर फादर ऑफ द नेशन महात्मा गांधी, एंड वी रियलाइज दैट नथिंग कम्स आउट ऑफ रिवेंज. सो we should not do it, and we should only look for positivity, and we should only look for development. So just to summarize it, when you write an introduction of the essay, it should be really insightful और आपकी stand clear हो जानी चाहिए. Then don't write unnecessary stuff. जो आपको आता है वो नहीं लिखना है, जो पूछा जा रहा है वो लिखना है. ठीक है, ये सबसे ज़्यादा important है कि you will have to write what is needed rather than writing what you know. Relevant चीज़ें लिखनी है, rich होना चाहिए content, coherent होना चाहिए. जितना भी point out, जब आप एक point लिखते हो उसको expand करो एक paragraph में. The paragraph should connect to the overall theme of the essay. कुछ भी कचरा नहीं लिखना है. Plus pre and post of the essay. Now essay length अगर आपसे पूछा जा रहा है, so you can write 1500 to 2000 words if it is for the 3 hours, या फिर इसको 2 से divide कर देना. So this was it, and do watch the entire course. It is in the comment section below, and thank you for watching this. Have an awesome Sunday. Good night.